Cutie pies and bubblegums, we are waiting for Bitcoin to please continue on its path of friendship and greatness so we can get closer to the bull market. This is a coin called SEI, S-E-I. May as well rename it to Soy. Now, SEI got launched and it did the classic gap up, markup, and dump down. Now, of course, there's a lot of coins that are down, so you can't just say that something's poop because it's down. But what happened with SEI was their launch was very nefarious. I made some videos about this and I'm just showing you got to be careful of these because what happens is they'll have a team who are already invested. They have VC allocations. They're in from a very low price. And then when they come to launch time, they will go and market to the biggest marketing channels, the biggest influencers on Twitter, YouTube's, different avenues, and what they'll try to do is they'll try to get it marked up higher. They'll try to get the price to gap up higher because it's very sad what I'm about to tell you. They just want people trading around. They want people like when the chart goes down here, so you know what's coming next, right? They want the chart when it comes up here to come down. They want people to say, "Wow, the RSI is down to like a reading of 10 on the 4-hour chart. Let me place a bid. Let me try get long." Now, the accumulation of all of these people bidding and trading around creates volume and interest for people to basically leave their bids and play. And unfortunately, it will let the market makers and the insiders dump. They are slowly selling into those people. And that's why you get these little charts like tick, 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 down. It basically means no one cares about this coin and it's just being run down with little like tick backs just to go sideways. So this is just something you got to be aware of. And how do you avoid this? Really, you can't. You got to do your research. You got to understand the valuation that you're purchasing something in, and you really got to believe in it. And I mean super believe in it because you're going to go through some extremely painful, volatile times, and you're going to be tested. The market's always going to test you. There are always weak hands. There are the weakest weak hands, more weak than you can ever imagine. There are people that just pull down their pants, run out naked, and they'll try to fight a battle. These people are destined to fail. It doesn't matter how big their bag sizes are, and just know that they are on your left and on your right. So it's quite silly, I believe, right now in the context of the crypto market for Bitcoin to be at around $26,000 right now. I think it's actually stupid. That's disgusting. How the hell is this $26,000 given the news that we've been given this year? Now, of course, it's a bit tongue-in-cheek. We understand the cycle. We understand we're pretty much exactly where we're meant to be. Yeah, even though I know we're undervalued, I believe we're undervalued, I believe value is much higher, we're exactly where we should be. This is a weekly chart. It takes a week to print the candles, and we just got to go slowly and slowly and slowly and bore everybody out. It is what it is. But you know from the banking crisis, I mean, if we go back quickly, we saw USD-CD pegging in the banking crisis. That tells you something, man. Like that's super strong. That tells you that something's going on. And then we had the SEC come out trying to take us to zero, and then BlackRock comes in and says, hey, I'm going to be the Trojan horse. We're actually buying right now. So just chill out. You guys are going to have a friend who comes and rescues you. So all of these lead me to believe that we're heading higher. We should be heading higher, man. We solve way too many problems. Crypto's the future. It's the future. How are we at $26,000? I get it. It's just cycle things. It's just cycle things. And we know the playbook. They're going to have to print more money to keep plugging the holes. There will be more holes. That's it. No questions asked. The boat is sinking. The debt is too high. There are too many boomers who are retiring. There are not enough young people, young ducks, young squirrels. There's not enough of them coming into the system. Did you know that over 100 years ago, there was 7 people retiring? No, there were 7 people working for every 1 or 2 retiring. But now it's inverted. Now, every time you have a worker join, they've got to cover like 7 to 8 people to retire. It's literally inverted. That's how destroyed the system is. That's why they have to keep inflating away. We know the game. We know the game. And you don't even have to make it that far. The banking system is cracking. It's all a load of baloney. It's running on fumes. Crypto adoption is still growing. America, God bless that country. A lot of people want a piece of that GDP. A lot of people in other countries who may or may not enjoy spaghetti, who may or may not live on a dirt island and drink beer, shout out to Australia, who may or may not enjoy being very cold out there in Canada, and many other countries out there. Okay? So many countries want a piece of the pie. They're trying to get in. Some of them are also part of the bug eaters, but it is what it is. There's many entrepreneurs out there who want a slice of that. You know, friends, just to give you an idea. So when you look at this chart, a lot of people look at this chart. I'm just showing you, this circle here, the Fed commenced QT. Isn't it funny? I mean, it's a bit nefarious, right, when you think about it. How come you were selling up here, huh? Isn't that a bit sad? Isn't that a bit suspicious? Who was selling up here to know that they were going to start QT? Makes you wonder. I wonder if it has anything to do with the Bitcoin futures, BTC futures launch at the literal exact top. I wonder if it has anything to do with those evil insiders from the overlords, the bug eaters, from the Blackberries, and the other families who I'm not going to name. I wonder if it has anything to do with them. Of course it does have something to do with them. So this is the game. They're doing quantitative tightening, and we know there's a big piece of the pie to grab. You know the US stock market, biggest in the world, right? 40 trillion with a T. US stock market. Crypto is 1 trillion. But the targets we're all talking about, we know crypto one day is going to be 10 trillion. One day. Maybe not now, maybe not in the next cycle, maybe by the end of the decade, 2030. That's a big move, man. You've got a quarter of America. Wow. Think about the speed. America, how long did it take to get there, man? Hundreds of years? We're getting there already. 10 trillion, 25%. That's like having your own Texas and California and New York. Imagine you had control out of that. Well, you don't have to imagine the control. They are trying to get the control. So yes, this quantitative tightening, very suspicious. We're just too cheap, man. This doesn't matter how you say it. I don't care if we go down. I don't care. We're just too cheap. We solve too many problems. You know, I've also heard Oman, the country Oman, they're either secretly buying Bitcoin or they're secretly mining Bitcoin. They're all trying to do this in the shadows. Like they know. Then just these governments, they don't come out and show their cards. They're not going to tell everybody, hey, we actually think we're going to change systems. No, they're not going to say that. I know it's going to happen, friends. I know it's already happening. Wouldn't you do it? If you were a country outside of the top 10, wouldn't you go take the risk? You know, even look at my channel that you like, subscribe, bell button, and all. I talk about some very controversial issues, you know. A lot of these other channels out there that have a lot of subs, they don't want to take the risks. They can't bring you the alpha. They're protecting their reputation. So it takes like a maverick like me who comes in guns blazing like a dynamite to actually give you this because I don't really care. Like, hey, we're all dead one day anyway. We've gone to zero. Got to think of this attitude with respect to the ownership of Bitcoin, crypto, and the rest of the world. And that's exactly what we're seeing today. To add, this is a chart of Bitcoin. Okay, we can clearly see, friends. Like you can like, it doesn't take a genius to figure out. Like this is Bitcoin. It used to go up fast, and then oh, what is this? Like, bummer, man. Like, you know, this was super up fast, early, late. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to figure it out, right? You can tell. Early, late. You want to do it again? Early, late. You see how you're starting to get later and late? Yes, early, L-E, early. Like, we've got to go through this time and time again. Many people still don't get it. They still don't get it. When I wake up every day and I'm a bit excited and I go train pecs and I go do incline for chest and I'm active and I think to myself, what's going on with the crypto industry? Do you know how many times I've ever said, wow, that Bitcoin's so exciting? 0 times in the past 2 years, man. 0. You've done it too. There's 0 things there. Nothing. It's needed. It's great. It's just nothing there. Now, there's nothing bad about it except that it's old. So we got to think about the next couple of million people coming in. Are they going to think that their key to financial freedom is to buy Bitcoin at, you know, a $50,000 price, praying for it to get to $90,000 for them to front run 100K? I don't think so. There's going to be people who try and they're going to learn the hard way, but that's not our financial freedom. We want the emotional money. The emotional money is going to come in to join fast-growing network effects. They're going to see a congregation of 100,000 people in some communities, and they're going to grow to 500,000 people, and they're going to be shocked because the parabolas aren't going like this on their chart. They're going to be like, whoa, like that, and people are going to start going, what's going on there? That's what we want to find. That's why we're in this game, to find undervalued crypto assets. By the way, our friendship is also undervalued. Like, subscribe. Bell button, all friends, please confirm your friendship in the comment section. It's very easy to see on the chart, but understand because Bitcoin has been a blue chip for the whole industry, and we're so thankful for it. And I'm so glad that the thing works, and I'm actually proud that they never change anything. Me and you need that. We need that. We need them to never change anything, friends. We need them to just sit there and just do nothing, because it can always be the base layer that everybody goes back on. Right? So why is it always going to be like this? Well, truth be told, most people are scared of entering into risk, so they can just latch onto hopes and dreams of a parabola for cope. That's it. That's what they're going to do. Instead of looking at this chart, like how come when I draw this chart and I go, look, it starts going up very fast and then it starts going up slower. What? You know, I'm not kidding. They actually think the next leg's like this. Zoop. They actually think it's like that. And I pray it happens. I really hope it happens. I really hope this next leg is parabolic. But I'd like to tell you something. What do you think is going to happen to altcoins if Bitcoin does this? By the way, this move, this 50,000 is 1 trillion, and this 200,000 is 4 trillion. That's 4T, and this is 1T. I'd just like to ask you, what do you think is going to happen to the crypto industry if Bitcoin gets a rush of 2 or 3 trillion dollars of value in a parabolic fashion? Of course, it's going to overflow. Of course, the whole industry has blown itself to bits. We've just imploded with the amount of coins falling from the sky into everybody's buckets. Everybody's killed it. I don't think that's happening. I want that to happen. I don't think that's happening, to be honest. There's too many insiders now. Peter Schiff's in now. The laggards are skeptics. We're in the late majority, all right? There are other opportunities that are going to be in there. So, you know what I just drew? That chart of it going up, people would rather believe in that instead of admit, you know, it feels too good to be in Bitcoin right now. I've got to seek elsewhere. That's what people don't want to admit. And that's all right. That's part of the game. That's why there's always going to be winners and losers. That's why we get to buy low. That's what it is. We're buying the low, we're holding in the low, and then we go back up, and people are going to start rotating their safe stuff. They're going to start buying the top, and we're going to be getting out. That's just the game. So, you know, it's a game everywhere, man. Most Bitcoin maxis, they believe the next leg will break the diminishing returns. Of course they do, man. If I handed you 3,500 Bitcoin that you got in the year 2011, you are with so much conviction going to tell people that, yep, they're going to print trillions of dollars again in the next button press, and the rates are going to go negative and they're going to go up. But what if you're wrong? If you're wrong, it doesn't matter. You're 3,500 Bitcoin, Habib and Habibi Albi. 3,500 Bitcoin, but you're talking to people with 0.3 Bitcoin. They're in a third world country. Maybe they live in Argentina. Maybe they live in Chile. Shout out to Mr. Custard, by the way, who lives in Chile. Maybe $1 million holds them onto the dream. What if it doesn't come? Time is running out. You also have Mr. Stranger, who's also mega bearish. Mr. Stranger, I don't think I've ever seen a positive bull comment from you in a long time, sir, but I don't blame you. He's saying wait until October 20th and a more clear picture can emerge. When there are specific dates like this, friends, just to give you it's always somebody with the voodoo magic and the astrology and the moons and stuff. Now, of course, as a guy who like believes in UFOs, I can't write any of this off, but I'll just tell you something right now in markets. I've seen every pattern work and simultaneously every pattern not work. Because the market's like, it's weird. There's been big collapses that are predicted, but I've seen the market front run it. And then I've also seen the market do it after the event. So you never really know. And then this is the funny part. You fast forward 1 month and then you're onto some sort of news cycle, 1 or 2 or 3 months. And you're like, wait a minute. Are we going down because it's front running the collapse in the next 3 months? Or are we going down because we are pricing in the moon cycle from like 4 weeks ago? You see what I mean, friends? It's 50-50. It throws itself around. You just got to remember at the end of the day, we are going to make it. You are my friend. You have confirmed friendship. And look, you can see this. The writing on the wall is very clear. Right? We're going to have to try harder. I'm sorry. Buying Bitcoin ain't our ticket to retirement in the next 24 months. Even though I still pray that it is. I give it a 30% chance. The 70% chance, BlackBerry's a scam. Catch you guys in the next one.